Good morning, y'all. It's Cody. Cody's Bait and Tackle, Warsaw, Missouri. I posted one walk through the shop with the short fishing report a little bit ago. It should be up before this video, hopefully. So, everybody's been after me for a week and a half to do a fishing report. As you guys can tell, these storms just keep rolling through one after another after another. It's pouring down rain, thunder, and lightning right now. You just can't get a break from it. Lake can't stabilize. It's up and down, up and down, up and down. You get 4 foot of water and they run it out as fast as they can run it out. Just kind of the way this whole summer's been. It's kind of got the fishing super inconsistent. I can put up a report today, say what happened all week. It'll be different tomorrow. Right now, this year's just one, you got to go out and fish. I can't stay on any certain pattern on the hybrids and white bass. I have started to see some big schools of white bass starting to come up on some of the ledges and humps and stuff like that, but they're real sporadic. They'll be there for an hour or two and then disappear completely. You just got to be there when they're there. It's been completely different years the last 4, 5, 6 years. It's been a while since we've had quite a few summer rains. It brings the lake up and down, up and down. But overall, fishing's pretty good. You just got to put in the time, be there when the fish are there and active as far as the hybrids and white bass. We did caught a ton of fish this week on artificials, big swim baits, 5-inch stuff. And it was an awesome bite. I mean, even my clients that never really thrown a swim bait before in their life was catching them. So, it's the one time that people that don't have a bait tank, don't have everything to really run live bait for hybrids can catch them. So that's kind of cool. I think it's because there's so many shad out there in the lake right now that they're actually hitting them artificials over shad. I'm going to try to make this short. As far as where you're at on the lake, the thermocline is different everywhere you go. Everybody's asking what depth. Are the fish out in deep water roaming like they was at this time last year? Last year at this time, lake was low, been low all summer, and then fish was out in 30, 40, 50, 60 foot of water, just in giant schools roaming around. They was pretty easy to find. This year, they're in a lot smaller schools. Every place that normally has hybrids somewhere around it roaming. They're not in the big giant schools. If you get on a school of 50, 60, 70 fish, it's a pretty good school. When they run a lot of water, they're feeding better than like early in the morning when they're not running much water. This week was more of an evening bite for me. Yesterday, we caught them yesterday morning. They ran water, ran more water starting at 9 o'clock. They've been running water 24/7, but they're getting the lake back down, so they started cutting it back some. As far as crappie, the main lake, all your brush piles are absolutely stacked full of crappie. In that 10 to 20 foot range, even like 6 to 20 foot range. A lot of your timber is going to be holding crappie. If you find a big giant piles of crappie, there's a ton of short crappie. Everybody that's fishing them are having to weed through a lot of shorts. You find some of them brush piles that don't have quite as many fish, or some of them trees that don't have quite as many fish, that's more so your keepers. A lot of people are minnow fishing right now. A few people jig fishing still. Several of the guides are even minnow fishing right now. As far as on the upper end of the lake, I heard you kind of find that thermocline, and them crappie are going to be right there at the top of it. In that first couple of foot above it. So one area I heard was like 11, 12 foot of water. The thermocline was in deeper water. You could see it about 12 foot on your fish finder. Them crappie was in 12 foot of water, glued right to the bottom. That's the coolest place for them. I got more customers coming in here, so I'm going to have to make this short again. But as far as catfish, most of the catfish I've been seeing on treatment are right in the top edge of that thermocline. It's going to be the same way on Lake the Ozarks. If you don't know what that is, turn your fish finder up, turn your sensitivity up, and you're going to see a line across your graph. That's the line of no oxygen. Middle of the day, it's hard to see. early in the morning, late of an evening, it's a lot easier to see. So get out there early, turn it up. That'll tell you right where you need to be fishing pretty much. So get right above that. Some mornings it's 20 foot, some mornings it's 25 foot. I've seen it all the way down to 30 foot a couple of days this week. That's why I said it's so inconsistent. It all depends on what arm of the lake you're on, and how much water they're running on, where that's going to be. It's just fluctuating every day. So the best advice I got, just get out there and fish. Give it a try. If what you're doing ain't working, switch it up. I've done a ton of traveling. I had one day this week we did catch limits of hybrids, but it took me running 70 miles by boat to catch limits of fish. So that's about all I've got for you guys. I'm going to get back to my customers here, but I appreciate it, and good luck.